A warm welcome and a thank you from the broadcasting crew and myself for joining us on ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, we're now ready for a domestic and international report for July 17, 2026. I, Heaven Johans, will be your news anchor for this session and invite you to stay with us up until the end. I presented the top stories. President Isaias Afwerki meets and holds talks with General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. The Ministry of Agriculture conducts mid-year review of regional activities. In our international, Russia says there is no immediate prospect of resuming peace talks with Ukraine. And China and Kazakhstan sign a trade and cooperation agreement. Welcome again. In today's domestic news, President Isaias Afwerki in the early hours today met and held talks with Chairman of Sudan's Sovereign Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and his delegation. At the meeting at the State House, the two leaders held extensive discussion on bilateral relations, developments in the Sudan, as well as regional and global issues of mutual interest. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his delegation returned back home after concluding their brief visit. In another news, the Public Relations Office of the Ministry of Agriculture reported that the ministry conducted a meeting on 16 July to assess the implementation of regional work plans during the first half of 2026, as well as the progress of the comprehensive small and productive farm plot program. During the assessment meeting, comprehensive reports were presented by all 6 regions of the country, covering a wide range of activities, including soil and water conservation, the construction of water reservoirs, river diversion works, the status of crops and the rainy season, the multiplication and distribution of improved seed, the production of organic fertilizer, the development of vegetable and fruit production, crop and livestock health, beekeeping, the distribution of chickens and supply of eggs, as well as the implementation of the comprehensive small and productive farm plot program and other related activities. According to assessments conducted up to the end of June 2026, of the 2003 villages identified as having the potential to implement the comprehensive small and productive farm plot program, 1,672 villages, or more than 83%, have successfully implemented it in at least one household, while many villages had extended the program to more than one household. Following extensive discussions on the reports presented, the participants made a number of recommendations, including strengthening the monitoring of the distribution and impact of improved seed, assessing the performance and impact of distributed chickens, and enhancing the promotion and practical application of organic fertilizers, along with several other important recommendations and observations. In his closing remarks, the Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Erifai, reaffirmed that the ministry is committed to achieving its strategic vision of safe and nutritious food for everyone, everywhere. He emphasized that the full implementation of the comprehensive small and productive farm plot program remains one of the ministry's leading strategies for achieving this objective. The minister noted that although the progress achieved so far was encouraging, agricultural experts should continue working with greater commitment until the program is fully implemented by every household in every village. He further encouraged frontline extension workers to facilitate practical learning and promote wider adoption of the program. Minister Erifai also stressed that soil and water conservation forms the foundation of all agricultural development. He therefore called for the preparation of well-defined action plans and the establishment of close monitoring mechanisms to ensure the effective implementation of soil and water conservation activities. The mid-year review meeting was attended by senior officials and experts from the Ministry of Agriculture, together with heads of regional agriculture and land departments and technical experts from all the 6 regions of the country. Moving on, the Office of the Auditor General, in collaboration with the Ministry of Finance and National Development, provided training to 75 internal auditors, including 23 females from the Ministry of Defense and other government institutions. The training that was conducted in 2 shifts included general concept of internal audit, ethics of internal auditor, concern-centered annual internal auditing plan, internal audit reporting, budget execution, government bookkeeping system, procurement system, government material management and disposal system, as well as basic concept of the new coordinated government financial management. At the conclusion event of the training on 16 July, the Auditor General, Mr. Gersgiher Gabramedhin, said that the objective of the training was to equip internal auditors with necessary knowledge and skill to play due role in realizing proficient and effective financial and material administration and bring sustainable improvement in their places of work. Representative of the trainees, noting the significance of the training in the development of financial and material administration, expressed conviction to apply the knowledge they gained from the training and the daily activities in their places of work. General Philip Oswalde Johannes, Chief of Staff of the Eritrean Defense Forces, on his part, underlining of the significance of organizing sustainable training programs to enhance the capacity of internal auditors, urged the trainees to apply the knowledge in addressing and fixing challenges that could occur in their places of work. Now, the southern region, training on administration and leadership was provided to 127 youth in Seganeti subzone. The training that was organized by the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in collaboration with partners was attended by youth from the administrative areas of Mai Segen, Mai Fit, Mai Megdom and Degra. Mr. Mehret Ab Andamariam, head of the union branch in the subzone, said that the objective of the program was to expand the youth organization to the level of village and administrative areas. Ms. Abarash Mesfin, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women in the subzone, on her part, called on the trainees to apply the knowledge they gained from the training in the implementation of the programs of the union. Mr. Abdul Qadir Haj Ali, administrator of the subzone, commending the union branch for organizing the program, called for sustainability. Do stay tuned, dear viewers, for we shall be back with the international news after the short break. Welcome back. Now, the global arena, Russia said on Thursday that there is no immediate prospect of resuming peace talks with Ukraine, though it remains open to the idea of negotiations. Russia spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that his country was appreciative of Turkey's willingness to help peace efforts. At the moment, however, there are no immediate prospects for resuming the negotiation process, as no such signs are seen. Nevertheless, he added the Russian side certainly remains open to this path. Nearly 4.5 years into the war, the front lines remain largely static, while Russia and Ukraine strike each other's cities and key energy infrastructure and attack vessels at sea. 3 short rounds of peace talks took place in Istanbul in 2025, followed at the start of this year by 2 rounds in Abu Dhabi and 1 in Geneva, with mediation by the United States. However, with Washington distracted by the war in Iran, negotiations on ending the Ukraine war broke off earlier this year. In another news, Chinese President Xi Jinping said on Thursday that the China-Kazakhstan Permanent Comprehensive Strategic Partnership has maintained a high level of operation. President Xi made the remarks during a meeting with Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev yesterday, who is in China to attend the 2026 World Artificial Intelligence Conference and high-level meeting on global AI governance in Shanghai. The president stated under strategic guidance, the China-Kazakhstan Permanent Comprehensive Strategic Partnership had maintained a high level of operation, demonstrating great cooperation potential and broad development prospects. As part of this partnership, the 2 countries signed over 70 agreements worth $15 billion across different sectors, including technology and AI, agriculture, education, and infrastructure. Additionally, the countries have agreed to work jointly on investment, development, and regional stability. Chinese President Xi Jinping further commended Kazakhstan's consistent pursuit of a friendly policy towards China and its firm commitment to advancing comprehensive cooperation with China. in line with the fundamental interests of both countries and peoples. In today's final report, the death toll from the June 24 earthquakes in Venezuela has climbed to 4,829, Venezuelan National Assembly President Jorge Rodriguez said on Thursday. The number of injured remained 16,714, according to figures released in an update by Rodriguez. Authorities have set up 106 temporary camps, which are now housing 20,857 people affected by the disaster, and more than 63,000 personnel remain deployed in search and rescue operations. Venezuela has recorded 1,284 aftershocks since the twin earthquakes struck 3 weeks ago, according to the report. With this, we conclude our domestic and international report for this session, dear viewers. And now the top stories once more. President Isaias Afwerki meets and holds talks with General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. The Ministry of Agriculture conducts mid-year review of regional activities. Russia says there is no immediate prospect of resuming peace talks with Ukraine. And China and Kazakhstan signed a trade and cooperation agreement. This was The World on Friday with ERi-TV English news broadcast. Dear viewers, from all of us here, thanks for watching.